Smart goals for English learners. Introduction. Do you want to talk in English with confidence? Maybe you want to order food in a new place, watch movies without reading the words at the bottom, or talk to people from everywhere. Learning English can open many new and exciting doors. When you start, it feels good and full of hope. But sometimes, learning English can be hard, right? It's easy to feel lost. Seeing all the rules and many new words can make you feel like there's too much. It's hard to know where to start or what to do each day. After some time, that first happy feeling can go away. You might feel like you study a lot, but don't get better. This can make you sad. It's like trying to find your way in a big, new city without a map. You walk a lot but don't go far. But what if learning English could be easier and more fun? What if you could feel more sure of yourself, see that you are getting better and like learning? There is a better way. It starts with making a special plan. This special way is called setting SMART goals. SMART is a simple idea to make sure your plans are strong and help you win. Each letter in SMART means something important. S means specific. This means you know exactly what you want to do. Don't say, I want to learn English better. Say, I want to learn 10 new English words about food this week. You know which words to learn. M means measurable. This means you can see if you did your goal. How will you know you learned those 10 food words? You can write them down and check them off, or try to use them in a sentence. Then you can see you did it. A means achievable. This means your goal is something you can do. Learning 10 new words this week is possible. It's not good to say, I want to speak perfect English tomorrow. Your goals should be a little hard, but something you can do. R means relevant. This means your goal is important for what you want to do later. If you want to order food at a restaurant, learning food words is important. It helps you do what you want. T means time-bound. This means you set a date to finish your goal. You said you would learn those 10 food words this week. Having a date helps you focus and finish. Using SMART goals is like having a clear map for learning English. When your goals are SMART, they are clear and you can see yourself reaching them. This makes you feel good and keeps you going. You can see how far you have come, which is a great feeling. SMART goals also help you know what to study, so you don't feel lost. They help put your learning in order, making it feel like small wins instead of one big, hard thing. In this book, we will look at each part of SMART goals. You will learn how to set SMART goals for talking, listening, reading, writing, words, and grammar. We will give you easy examples and fun things to do to help you make your own SMART goals. You will also get tips to help you keep going, even when learning is hard. We will show you how to see your progress and make your goals better as you learn. When you finish this book, you will have a clear plan to make learning English work and be fun. Get ready to change learning from a hard thing to an exciting trip. Your success in English starts now. Let's start this trip together. 1. Why set goals for learning English? Learning English can feel like a big trip. Sometimes you feel happy and ready to learn. Other times, it can feel a little confusing. You might think, I want to learn English, but then ask, where do I start? Or what should I learn today? This is where setting goals is like a helpful map for your learning trip. Imagine you want to go to a new city. If you just say, I want to go to that city, without looking at a map or planning your way, you might get lost. You might not know which bus to take or how long it will take. You might feel tired and not sure if you are going the right way. Learning English can feel the same if you don't have clear goals, stopping confusion and feeling bad. Many people learning English start with a general idea. I want to get better at English. This is a good start. But it's like saying you want to eat healthy without choosing what healthy foods you will eat or when. What does better mean? Does it mean speaking more easily? Understanding movies? Writing emails for work? Without a clear picture, this general wish can cause a lot of confusion. When your goal is not clear, it's hard to know what to do next. You might try reading a book one day, watching a TV show the next, and then talking with a friend the day after. This can feel busy, but you might not feel like you are truly getting better. This lack of a clear path can make you feel frustrated. You might feel like you are trying hard, but nothing is changing. This feeling can make you want to stop learning. Setting goals helps you move away from this confusion. A goal is like a specific place on your map. Instead of just get better at English, a goal could be I want to be able to talk simply about my hobbies in English. See how much clearer that is. It tells you exactly what you want to do. This clarity is the first step to making your learning feel less frustrating and more like a path you can follow, making you want to learn more. Learning a language takes a long time, like a long run, not a short race. It takes effort and sometimes a lot of patience. There will be days when you feel tired or when learning feels hard. This is normal. During these times, you might not feel like learning as much. This is where having goals becomes very important. Think about what makes you want to learn. Maybe it's the idea of traveling to a country where people speak English and talking to them. Maybe it's getting a better job that needs English skills. Or maybe you just love watching English movies without reading the words at the bottom. Whatever your reason, your goals are the fuel that keeps your motivation going. When you have a clear goal, like I want to understand 80% of what people say in my favorite English TV show by the end of the month, it gives you something exciting to work towards. You can imagine yourself sitting and enjoying the show, understanding the people and the story. This picture of success is a strong reason to keep going. It makes the hard work feel worth it. Goals also make learning more interesting. Instead of just listening or reading, you become an active part of your learning. You are working towards something specific. This active part makes the process more interesting and less like a boring job. You are more likely to pay attention, practice more, and enjoy the trip because you know exactly what you are aiming for and why it matters to you. Giving you a way to go and what to do. Imagine you have a box full of different tools for learning English. Books about grammar, apps for words, websites for practicing speaking, exercises for listening, and more. Without a goal, it's easy to pick up a tool without a plan and use it for a while, then put it down and pick up another. You might spend a lot of time using many different tools, but not in a way that builds anything specific. Goals are like a compass for your learning. They tell you which way to go. If your goal is to speak better, your compass points you to activities like practicing talking, learning common phrases, and working on how you say words. If your goal is to understand reading better for your job, your compass points you to reading articles, emails, and reports about your work. This focus is very important for learning well. It helps you make good choices about how you spend your study time. Instead of trying to do everything at once, you can put your effort into the activities that will help you reach your specific goal. This doesn't mean you should never practice other skills, but your main focus will be clear. This guided way makes your learning work well and helps you get better in the areas that matter most to you. For example, if your goal is to be able to order food in a restaurant in English, you will focus on learning words for food, common phrases used in restaurants, and practicing how to ask questions about the menu. You might spend less time on difficult grammar rules that you don't need for this specific situation. This focused way makes your learning more useful and helps you reach your goal faster. Letting you see how you're doing and feel good about it. One of the best parts of learning is seeing how much you have improved. But how can you know if you are getting better if you don't have anything to measure your progress against? General goals like get better at English don't give you a way to measure improvement. Goals let you see how you are doing. When you set a goal, you also set a way to know if you have reached it. For example, If your goal is to learn 50 new English words about travel this week, you can easily count how many words you have learned. At the end of the week, you can see if you reached your target of 50 words. This tracking is not just about counting. It's about seeing real proof that your effort is paying off. Every time you reach a small goal, you feel more confident. Imagine you set a goal to learn 10 new English phrases for introducing yourself. When you use those phrases well in a conversation, you feel proud. This success makes you feel more sure of what you can do. This confidence is like a good circle. When you feel confident, you are more likely to keep learning and try new things. You believe in yourself and your ability to succeed. This is why breaking down your learning into smaller, trackable goals is so powerful. Each small win builds your confidence and encourages you to keep going, making the whole learning process more fun and something you can stick with. Think about learning to ride a bike. You don't start by trying to ride down a steep hill. You start by learning to balance, then maybe riding on a flat path with small wheels and then without them. Each step is a small goal. When you reach each step, you feel more confident and ready for the next challenge. Learning English works in a similar way, making learning feel possible. Sometimes, the idea of speaking English perfectly can feel too big. It can seem like a huge mountain to climb. When a goal feels too big, it's easy to feel discouraged before you even start. You might think, "This is too hard, I'll never be able to do it." Setting goals helps to break down this big, hard task into smaller, easier steps. Instead of aiming for perfect speaking right away, you can set smaller goals that lead you towards it. For example, you could set a goal to learn and practice 5 new grammar rules this month, or have one 15-minute talk in English each week. These smaller goals are much less scary. They feel possible. When you reach a small goal, it gives you a feeling of progress and makes you feel capable. This feeling of achievement is very important. It stops you from feeling tired or discouraged. It shows you that you are getting better, little by little. This way of reaching smaller goals makes the whole trip of learning English feel less difficult. It changes a task that could feel too big into a series of challenges that you can achieve. Each goal you reach is a step forward, bringing you closer to your big dream of mastering English. It's like building a house brick by brick. Each brick is small, but together they make something strong and complete. Now that we know why setting goals is important for learning English in a way that works and is enjoyable, the next step is to learn about a good method that makes sure our goals are effective. In the next part, we will learn about the smart way to set goals, which will change those whys into how it is that you can do. What are smart goals? Learning English can feel like a big adventure. Sometimes you want to get better at English. This is good. It means you want to learn. But imagine trying to find your way in a new city with a map that just says go somewhere nice. It's hard to know where to start. You might walk around and feel lost. This is like having a goal that is too general, like improve my English. It's a start, but it doesn't show you the way. You might study a lot, but it's hard to know if you are really getting better or closer to what you want. This can make you feel sad and make it hard to keep going. We all want to feel like we are moving forward. This is where SMART goals come in. It's like a super-powered map for learning English. SMART is a special way to make your plans so clear that you will likely succeed. Each letter in SMART means something important. When you put them together, they help you learn English faster and with more fun. Let's look at what each letter of SMART means for you, learning English. S is for specific. When a goal is specific, it means you know exactly what you want to do. Instead of saying I want to learn more English words, a specific goal is, I want to learn 20 new English words about food and cooking. Learn more English words is like saying I want to eat something. But I want to learn 20 new English words about food and cooking is like saying, I want to learn how to cook a specific Italian pasta dish. One is not clear and the other is clear. For English learners, being specific means you choose what part of English to improve. Do you want to speak more easily? Do you want to understand movies better? Do you want to write emails for work? Each of these is a specific area. Instead of improve my speaking. Try, be able to order food in a restaurant in English without feeling nervous. Instead of learn more grammar. Try, understand and use the past tense of regular verbs correctly in my sentences. Instead of read better. Try, understand the main ideas in a short English news article about a topic I like. When your goal is specific, your brain knows where to focus. You are not just trying to learn English, you are working on a particular skill or topic. This makes your learning work better. M is for measurable. The next part is measurable. This means you need a way to see if you are making progress. How will you know if you reached your goal? How will you count your success? If your goal is I want to learn 20 new English words about food and cooking, you can measure it. Every time you learn a new word, write it down. When you have 20 words, you reached your goal. Let's look at our other specific goals and make them measurable. Specific goal. Be able to order food in a restaurant in English without feeling nervous. Measurable. I will practice ordering food using common phrases at least 3 times this week. I will also learn 10 new phrases for ordering food. Specific goal. Understand and use the past tense of regular verbs correctly in my sentences. Measurable. I will do 5 grammar exercises about the past tense of regular verbs. I will also write 10 sentences using the past tense this week and check them for mistakes. Specific goal. Understand the main ideas in a short English news article about a topic I like. Measurable. I will read 1 short English news article about 300-500 words about your favorite topic every week. After reading, I will try to write down 3 main points in my own words. Being able to measure your progress is very important for staying motivated. It's like seeing the score in a game. When you see you are scoring points, learning words, doing exercises, understanding articles, you feel good. You feel like you are winning, and that makes you want to keep learning. It shows that your effort is working. Hasha is for achievable. Achievable means your goal should be something you can realistically do. It should be hard enough to make you work, but not so hard that it feels impossible. Imagine you are just starting English, and your goal is, I will speak English perfectly like someone who grew up speaking it in 1 month. Is this achievable? Probably not. It's a nice dream, but learning a language takes time, practice, and steady work over months and years. Setting a goal like that can make you feel bad because it's too big to reach so quickly. Instead, an achievable goal for a beginner might be, I will learn 5 new greetings and goodbyes in English and practice using them every day for 1 week. This is something you can do. It's a small step, but it's a step forward. How do you know if a goal is achievable? Think about your current level. What can you do now? What are you good at? What do you need to work on? Think about the time you have. How much time can you really spend learning each day or week? Break down big goals. If you have a big dream, break it into smaller steps that you can achieve. Become fluent is not achievable in a month, but learn 15 new words this week is. Achievable goals build your confidence. Every time you reach a small, achievable goal, you show yourself that you can learn English. This builds energy and makes you feel more able to do the next step. It's like climbing stairs. You take 1 step at a time, and each step takes you higher. #R is for relevant. Relevant means your goal needs to matter to you. It should connect to your main reasons for learning English. Why are you learning English? What do you hope to do with your English skills? If you are learning English to travel, a relevant goal might be, I will learn 30 common phrases for travelers in English by the end of the month. This goal directly helps your travel plans. If you are learning English for your job, a relevant goal could be, I will practice writing professional emails in English for 20 minutes every day this week. This goal helps your career. If you love English movies and want to understand them without reading the words at the bottom, a relevant goal might be, I will watch one episode of my favorite English TV show with English subtitles and write down 10 new words or phrases I hear. Why is relevance important? Because when a goal matters to your life and your dreams, you are more likely to stay motivated. You can see how your hard work is helping you achieve something you really care about. It gives your learning a purpose. Think about it. Would you rather spend your time learning something that helps you get closer to your dream job, or something that doesn't seem important in your life? Of course, the one that helps you reach your dreams. That's the power of a relevant goal. It makes your learning journey meaningful. T is for time-bound. Finally, time-bound means setting a deadline. You need to decide when you want to achieve your goal. This creates a need to act now and helps you plan your time well. Without a deadline, a goal can just go on forever. Remember our unclear goal. I want to learn more English words. When will you do this? Next week? Next year? It's easy to keep putting it off. But if your goal is, I will learn 20 new English words about food and cooking by the end of this week, then you know you have a specific time. You can plan your study time. Maybe you will learn 3-4 words each day. Let's add deadlines to our other examples. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant goal. Be able to order food in a restaurant in English without feeling nervous. Time-bound addition, by the end of next month. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant goal. Understand and use the past tense of regular verbs correctly in my sentences. Time-bound addition, within the next 2 weeks. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant goal. Read one short English news article about your favorite topic each week and write down 3 main points. Time-bound addition, I will continue this practice for the next 8 weeks. Setting a deadline helps you break down bigger goals into smaller tasks that need to be done by certain dates. It stops you from waiting until the last minute and helps you stay focused. It gives your plan a clear end date, which makes it easier to manage and check. Putting it all together, the smart difference. So, let's look at an unclear goal and then make it a smart goal. Unclear goal. I want to speak better English. This goal is not clear. What does better mean? How will you know when you have done it? When will you do it? Now, let's make it smart. Imagine Sarah, who is learning English to talk with her friends from other countries. S specific. Sarah wants to get better at talking about her hobbies and things she likes. M measurable. She decides she wants to talk about her hobbies for at least 5 minutes without stopping, using at least 10 new words about her hobbies. Achievable. Sarah knows she can practice speaking for 30 minutes, 3 times a week. She also knows she can learn about 5-7 new words each week. So, talking for 5 minutes and learning 10 words in a month seems possible. Are relevant. This is very important because she wants to connect with her friends from other countries and share what she loves. Time-bound. Sarah sets a deadline. By the end of next month. Sarah's smart goal. By the end of next month, I will be able to talk about my hobbies like reading and hiking for at least 5 minutes without stopping, using at least 10 new words about these hobbies. by practicing speaking for 30 minutes 3 times a week. Can you see how much clearer and stronger Sarah's goal is now? It tells her exactly what to do, how to know if she succeeded, that it's possible for her, why it matters, and when she wants to achieve it. This is a goal that guides what you do and builds confidence. Why SMART is your best friend for learning English. Every part of the SMART plan is made to help you succeed, and this is very true for learning a language like English. Specific goals help you focus your learning. Instead of trying to learn everything about English at once, which is impossible, you can focus on one skill or topic at a time. This makes your study time more useful. Measurable goals let you see your progress. Seeing yourself learn new words, understand more sentences, or speak more easily is a big motivation. It shows that your hard work is paying off and encourages you to keep going. It stops you from feeling like you were just guessing if you are improving. Achievable goals stop you from getting tired. Learning a language is a long race, not a short sprint. Setting goals that are too hard can make you feel frustrated and want to quit. Achievable goals build your confidence with each success, making the long journey feel possible and good. Relevant goals give your learning a reason. When you know why you are learning something, whether it's for a job, travel, friends, or growing as a person, you are more likely to stick with it. Your learning becomes directly linked to your dreams and hopes. Time-bound goals create order and a need to act. Deadlines help you manage your time, decide what is most important, and avoid waiting. They turn a wish into a plan with a clear time. In short, SMART goals make your learning organized, help you stay motivated, and let you clearly see how much you have learned. They turn the often large task of learning English into a series of clear, manageable, and exciting steps. Now that we understand what makes a goal SMART, the next important step is to see how we can use this powerful plan directly for the special challenges and exciting chances of learning English. Let's look at how each part of SMART can be used to help your language skills. How to make SMART goals for English learning. Learning English can feel like a big trip. Sometimes we start without a map. We might say, I want to be better at English. But what does that really mean? It's like wanting to go somewhere without knowing where or how to get there. It's easy to feel lost or give up because we don't see we are getting better. This is where SMART goals help. They are special plans that show you exactly where you are going and how you will get there. Think about Maria. Maria liked watching movies in English, but she always needed to read the words at the bottom of the screen. She felt sad because she wanted to understand the actors without help. So she told herself, I want to understand English movies better. This was a nice thought, but not a strong plan. How would she know if she was getting better? What did better even look like? She watched movies, but she still felt stuck. One day, Maria learned about SMART goals. She decided to try them for her English learning. She saw her old goal was too big and not clear. She needed to make it smaller. This is what we will do now. Learn how to make our own SMART goals for English. The S in SMART. Be specific. The first step is to be specific. This means knowing exactly what you want to do. A goal like improve my English is too general. It doesn't tell you what to focus on. What part of English? Listening? New words? Let's make Maria's goal more specific. Instead of understand English movies better, she could think about how she wants to understand them. Maybe she wants to understand the main story without the words at the bottom. Or maybe she wants to learn new words from the movies. Here are some examples of how to make English learning goals specific, instead of learn more new words. Try, learn 10 new words about cooking this week, instead of get better at talking. Try, practice talking about my favorite things for 15 minutes with someone who speaks English, instead of understand English news. Try, Be able to understand the main ideas of a 5-minute English news story from BBC Learning English. Instead of improve my grammar, try learn how to use the present perfect grammar rule the right way in my writing. Do you see the difference? Specific goals tell you exactly what to do. They are like clear directions on a map. For Maria, she decided her specific goal was, I want to understand the main story of a funny love movie in English without using the words at the bottom. This is much clearer than just to understand movies better. The M in SMART, make it measurable. After you know what you want to do specific, the next step is to figure out how you will know if you have done it. This is the measurable part. You need a way to see if you are moving forward. How will you count your success? For Maria's goal, understand the main story of a funny love movie in English without using the words at the bottom. How can she measure this? She could try watching a movie she knows well, but this time without the words at the bottom. After the movie, she could try to tell a friend the story or write down the main things that happened. If she can do that and explain most of the important parts, she has measured her success. Let's look at our other examples and make them measurable. Specific. Learn 10 new words about cooking this week. Measurable. I will write down the 10 new words and what they mean. I will also try to use at least 5 of these words in a sentence each day. Specific. Practice talking about my favorite things for 15 minutes with someone who speaks English. Measurable. I will time myself for 15 minutes while talking. I will ask my partner to tell me if I make mistakes, and I will count how many new phrases or words I use. Specific. Be able to understand the main ideas of a 5-minute English news story from BBC Learning English. Measurable. After listening, I will write down 3-5 main ideas from the story. I will check my answers with the written words of the story. Specific. Learn how to use the present perfect grammar rule the right way in my writing. Measurable. I will do 5 practice exercises on the present perfect rule and get at least 80% right. I will also write a short story about 100 words using the present perfect rule and ask a teacher or friend to check it. Measuring your progress is important because it shows you if you are moving forward. It's like seeing the miles you have driven on a trip. It also helps you feel good when you see how far you have come. For Maria, measuring her success meant watching a movie and then writing down what happened. If she could write down the main people, their problems, and how the story ended, she knew she had reached her goal for that movie. The in SMART. Ensure it's achievable. This part is about making sure your goal is possible for you to do. It needs to be achievable. Setting a goal that is too hard can make you feel sad, but a goal that is too easy won't help you learn much. How do you know if a goal is achievable? You need to think about how well you know English now. Are you just starting, in the middle, or quite good? You also need to think about how much time and energy you can use for learning. Let's think about Maria again. She loves funny love movies. She decided to try watching Love Actually without the words at the bottom. Is this achievable for her? If she has watched it many times with the words at the bottom, she already knows the story. This makes it more achievable because she has an idea of what's happening. But if she chose a brand new movie with people talking very fast and using slang, it might be too hard right now. Here's how to think about achievability. Think about your level. If you were just starting to learn English, a goal like read a whole book in English in 1 month might be too much. A more achievable goal might be read 1 small story chapter each week. Think about your time. If you only have 30 minutes each day to study, setting a goal to study English for 3 hours every day is not realistic. A more achievable goal would be to study English for 30 minutes every day. Make big goals smaller. Sometimes a big goal can be achievable if you break it into smaller, easier steps. For example, If your big dream is to give a speech in English at work, an achievable first step might be learn 5 new phrases for starting a speech this week. So, how do you know if a goal is too hard or too easy? If you tried to work on your goal and you feel completely lost and sad after just a few minutes, it might be too hard. You might not understand almost anything, or the task feels impossible. If you can easily finish your goal without much effort or learning, it's probably too easy. You are not being challenged enough to grow. An achievable goal is one that feels a little hard. You might have to think, maybe look up a word or two, or practice a bit, but you feel like you can do it. It pushes you just enough to learn something new. Maria decided that watching Love Actually without the words at the bottom was achievable because she already knew the story well. This made it a good challenge for her. The R in SMART. Keep it relevant. Your goals should matter to you. They should connect to your bigger reasons for learning English. This is the relevant part. Why are you learning English in the first place? Is it for your job? To travel? To talk to friends or family? To pass a test? If you need English for business meetings, a goal like learn 50 slang words this month might not be the most relevant. A more relevant goal would be learn how to introduce myself and my company in a formal business meeting. Let's think about relevance with our examples. Goal: learn 10 new words about cooking this week. Relevance: this is relevant if you love cooking, want to read English recipes, or plan to work in a kitchen. If you have no interest in cooking, this goal might not be relevant for you right now. Goal: practice talking about my favorite things for 15 minutes with someone who speaks English. Relevance: this is relevant if you want to have more natural conversations with people, make friends, or just feel more comfortable talking about yourself in English. Goal: be able to understand the main ideas of a 5-minute English news story from BBC Learning English. Relevance: this is relevant if you want to know what is happening in the world, need to understand news for your studies, or want to improve your listening for general understanding. Goal: learn how to use the present perfect grammar rule the right way in my writing. Relevance: this is relevant if you are studying English grammar, need to improve your writing for school or work, or are getting ready for an English test that checks grammar. For Maria, her goal of understanding funny love movies without the words at the bottom was relevant because her main reason for learning English was to enjoy movies and connect with English-speaking culture. It was part of her bigger dream. If her dream was to work as someone who translates legal papers, this specific movie goal might not be the most important, even though it's a fun way to practice. The T in SMART: set a time-bound deadline. The last part of SMART is time-bound. This means setting a date for when you want to finish your goal. Deadlines create a sense of importance. They help you focus and stop you from waiting too long. Without a deadline, a goal can go on forever. A deadline tells you when you want to achieve your goal. It can be a specific date, like by Friday or by the end of the month. Let's add deadlines to our examples. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant. Learn 10 new words about cooking this week. Time-bound. Learn 10 new words about cooking by this Sunday. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant. Practice talking about my favorite things for 15 minutes with someone who speaks English. Time-bound. Practice talking about my favorite things for 15 minutes with someone who speaks English 2 times this week, on Tuesday and Thursday. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant. Be able to understand the main ideas of a 5-minute English news story from BBC Learning English. Time-bound. Be able to understand the main ideas of a 5-minute English news story from BBC Learning English by the end of this month. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant. Learn how to use the present perfect grammar rule the right way in my writing. Time-bound. Do 5 practice exercises on the present perfect rule and write a short story using it, all by next Saturday. For Maria, her goal was, I want to understand the main story of a funny love movie in English without using the words at the bottom. She decided to make it time-bound by saying, I will watch Love Actually tonight without the words at the bottom and tried to explain the story afterwards. This gave her a clear time to achieve it. Putting it all together, the SMART goal example. Let's see how Maria's goal became a full SMART goal. Original vague goal. I want to understand English movies better. SMART goal. So that I can enjoy them more, I will watch the funny love movie Love Actually tonight. Without using English words at the bottom. Measurement. After watching, I will write down the main story points and how the people in the movie are related. If I can explain the story correctly, I will consider this goal met. Achievable. I have seen this movie many times with the words at the bottom, so I know the story well, making it a good challenge for my current level. Relevant. This helps me reach my main reason for learning English, which is to enjoy English movies and culture. Time-bound. I will do this tonight. This is a powerful, clear plan. It tells Maria exactly what to do, how to know if she succeeded, why it's a good goal for her, and when she will do it. Common problems and how to avoid them. When making goals specific and measurable, learners often have trouble. For example, someone might say, I want to learn 20 new words. That's specific. But how do they measure learning? Just seeing the words isn't enough. They need to use them. So, a better measurable part would be, I will learn 20 new words from my book this week, and I will write 3 sentences using each word. This makes learning something you can check. Another common problem is making goals too big. Someone might want to speak English perfectly. Speaking perfectly is a wonderful aim, but it's not a specific, achievable goal for, say, next week. A learner might feel sad because speaking perfectly seems so far away. The trick is to make it smaller. Instead of speak perfectly, a learner could set a SMART goal like, this week, I will practice introducing myself and asking 3 questions in English during my online language meeting. This is a small, achievable step towards the bigger dream of speaking perfectly. To fix these problems, always ask yourself, can I count this? Measurable. Can I really do this with my current skills and time? Achievable. Does this help me with my main reason for learning English? Relevant? When will I finish this? Time-bound. By carefully thinking through each part of SMART, you turn a wish into a real plan. This makes your learning trip clearer, more exciting, and much more likely to be successful. You start to see progress, and that feeling is a great motivator. The next step is to see how we can use these SMART goals for different parts of learning English, like talking, listening, reading, and writing. Benefits of SMART goals in language learning. Learning English can feel like climbing a very big hill. You want to reach the top, but the path is not always clear. Sometimes you might feel lost, or you start to climb, but you get tired and wonder if you are going the right way. This is where setting goals helps. But not just any goals. We are talking about SMART goals. Think about Maria. She has been learning English for about a year. She learns new words, watches movies in English, and talks with her friends. But lately, Maria feels stuck. She understands some things, but speaking is still hard. She worries she is not getting better. She often thinks, I just want to speak English very well, but this big dream feels far away. It is like trying to walk to a city you can see far away without a map. You know you want to go there, but how do you get there? What roads do you take? What if you walk in circles? This feeling of being stuck is common for people learning English. One day, Maria's teacher told her about SMART goals. At first, Maria was not sure. SMART goals? What does that mean? Is it like being smart? Her teacher smiled and explained that SMART is a special way to make goals work for you. SMART, her teacher said, is a word where each letter means something important to make your goals strong and useful. S means specific. M means measurable. A means achievable. R means relevant. T means time-bound. Maria learned that using SMART goals is like having a super map and compass for her English learning. It helps turn big, unclear dreams into clear, step-by-step plans. And the best part? It makes the whole journey more fun and less hard. Let's see why this way of setting goals is so helpful for learners like Maria and like you. More motivation and fun. Your learning adventure made exciting. One of the biggest problems in learning English is staying motivated. It takes a long time, and sometimes it is hard to see that you are making progress. This is where SMART goals are great. They are like little sparks that keep your learning fire burning. When you have a goal like I want to get better at English, it is very general. It is hard to feel excited about something so big and unclear. But what if you change it to a SMART goal? Let's say you want to focus on speaking. A SMART goal could be, I will practice speaking English with a friend for 30 minutes, 2 times a week. For the next month, I will talk about my hobbies. Do you see the difference? This goal is specific, practicing speaking with a friend about hobbies, measurable 30 minutes, 2 times a week. Achievable, you can likely do this. Relevant, it helps you speak better, which is part of learning English, and time-bound for the next month. Because this goal is clear and easy to do, it is much easier to feel motivated. You know exactly what you need to do each week. And when you have those talks, you can feel proud of yourself for following your plan. This feeling of success, even for a small goal, is very motivating. It is like finishing a level in a game. It makes you want to play more. The measurable part is very powerful. Knowing you finished your 30 minutes 2 times this week is a clear win. You can check it off your list. This small win builds confidence. It shows you that you can do what you planned. Over time, these small wins add up, and they create a strong energy that keeps you interested and excited about learning English. Instead of feeling like speaking very well is too much, you feel good about finishing your weekly speaking practice. This makes learning feel like an adventure, not a hard job. Better focus and efficiency. Getting the most out of your study time. Have you ever spent hours studying English, only to feel like you did not learn anything new or useful? It is a frustrating feeling. You might read a book, learn random words, or watch videos that are not quite right for you. This often happens when our learning is not focused. SMART goals help you ignore distractions and focus your energy where it will help the most. Specific and relevant parts of a SMART goal are key here. Let's think about the specific part. When you have a specific goal, you know exactly what to do. If your goal is I will learn 10 new phrases about travel this week, you know what to look for. You can search for phrases about travel, practice using them in sentences, and focus your reading and listening on topics about travel. You are not just picking up information. You have a clear target. Now think about the relevant part. This makes sure that what you are doing really matters for your English learning. Imagine you want to improve your English for your job. A relevant goal might be, I will learn how to write a professional email in English this week. Learning about old kings might be interesting, but if your main goal is for your job, it might not be the best use of your study time right now. The relevant part makes sure your efforts help your bigger English learning plan. By being specific and relevant, SMART goals help you work better. You spend less time asking what should I study today, and more time actually studying well. You can choose the right books, Practice the right skills and focus your brain on what truly helps you get better. It is like having a clear map that shows you the fastest way to your place, instead of walking around streets you do not know. This way of working means you can make real progress without feeling like you are wasting your time. Better progress tracking and knowing yourself. Seeing how far you've come. One of the best parts of learning is seeing that you are actually getting better. It is like watching a plant grow. You see the leaves get bigger and the stem get taller. But how do you see your English learning grow? This is where the measurable part of SMART goals is very important. The measurable part means your goal needs a way to check if you have reached it. It is not just about doing something. It is about being able to count it, see it, or track it. Let's go back to Maria. She felt like she was not getting better at speaking. She decided to set a measurable goal. I will record myself speaking English for 5 minutes every day for 1 week, talking about my day. At the end of the week, I will listen to the recordings and count how many times I stop or use filler words like or. At the end of the week, Maria listened to her recordings. She might have noticed she stops 20 times on Monday, but only 12 times by Sunday. Or maybe she used 30 times on Monday and only 15 times by Sunday. This is real proof of progress. She can see that she is improving. Even if the numbers are still high, knowing the exact number is much better than guessing. It gives her a clear picture of where she started and how much she has improved. This tracking does 2 great things. 1. It builds confidence. Seeing that you have used fewer pauses or filler words, even a little bit, is a big confidence boost. It proves to you that your hard work is paying off. You start to believe you can improve. 2. It helps you know yourself. By tracking your progress, you also learn more about yourself as a learner. You might find that you pause more when you talk about certain topics, or that you use filler words when you are nervous. Knowing yourself is good because it tells you exactly where you need to focus. Maybe your next goal should be to practice speaking about topics that make you nervous. Without the measurable part, it is hard to know if you were truly making progress. You might feel like you are getting better, but without proof, that feeling can go away. Measurable goals turn those feelings into facts, making your learning journey much more rewarding and helping you understand yourself better as a learner. More clarity and direction, navigating your English path with confidence. Imagine you are planning a trip. If you just say, "I want to go on vacation," it is hard to know what to pack, how to get there, or where to stay. But if you say, "I want to visit Paris for 1 week in July and see the Eiffel Tower," you have a clear direction. You know where you are going, when, and what you want to do. Learning English without clear goals can feel like that unclear vacation plan. You might want to speak better or understand more, but without clear targets, your learning can become scattered. SMART goals bring much-needed clarity and direction to your English learning. The specific part is the foundation. Instead of a fuzzy goal like improve my words, a specific goal might be, I will learn 5 new English words about cooking every day this week and use each word in a sentence at least once. This is very clear. You know exactly what words to look for, and you know you need to practice using them. This clarity removes guessing. You do not waste time asking, "What should I study today?" or "What kind of English do I need?" Your SMART goal tells you exactly where to focus. This organized way of learning makes your learning feel planned and purposeful. The relevant part also adds to this clarity. By making sure your goals match your bigger goals like getting a better job, traveling, or talking with English-speaking friends, you make sure every step you take moves you closer to your final goal. You are not just learning English, you are learning the kind of English that is important to you. This clear direction is very powerful. It changes the big task of learning a language into a series of steps you can do. You can see the path ahead, understand where each step will take you, and feel sure that you are moving in the right direction. It is like having a GPS for your language learning, guiding you steadily towards speaking English very well. Less frustration and feeling overwhelmed, making learning feel achievable. Let's be honest, learning English can sometimes be hard. You might study for hours and still find it hard to understand a simple talk, or you might feel shy when you cannot find the right words to say. This can make you feel overwhelmed, where learning English feels too big and too hard. SMART goals offer a strong way to fight this frustration and feeling overwhelmed. They do this mainly through the achievable and time-bound parts. The achievable part is important. It means your goal should be real for you, based on your current level, your free time, and what you have. If you are just starting, setting a goal to understand a difficult university lecture perfectly might be too hard right now. This would likely lead to frustration and feeling like you failed. Instead, an achievable goal might be, I will listen to a 5-minute English news report for beginners 3 times this week and try to understand the main idea. This is a goal you can likely reach. It is hard enough to help you learn, but not so hard that you want to give up. When you reach an achievable goal, it builds your confidence and shows you that you can succeed. The time-bound part works with achievability. By setting a deadline for your goal, you break down a big learning task into smaller, easier parts. Instead of thinking, I need to learn all the past tenses, you might set a goal like, I will learn the simple past tense and practice using it in 10 sentences by the end of this week. This creates a sense of needing to do it, but in a good way. It helps you focus and not wait until the last minute. More importantly, it makes the whole learning process feel less scary. When you can see that a big goal is broken into smaller, achievable steps with deadlines, it no longer feels like an impossible mountain to climb. It feels like a series of small hills, each one bringing you closer to the top. Each time you finish a small, time-bound, achievable goal, you feel good. This good feeling is very important to stay motivated and not get tired. It helps you stay excited about learning because you keep having small successes instead of waiting for one big success far away. This makes learning English feel much more fun and less like a source of stress. By making your goals achievable and time-bound, you are creating a path that is easy to follow, with many small wins along the way. This greatly reduces the frustration and feeling overwhelmed that many English learners feel, making the whole process feel much more positive and something you can keep doing. You have now seen the many ways SMART goals can change your English learning. They are not just rules, they are a powerful tool to make your learning journey clearer, more exciting, and much more successful. They help you stay motivated when things are hard, focus your efforts to get the best results, track your progress with pride, and find your way with confidence, all while reducing the frustration and feeling overwhelmed that can often come with learning a language. By now, you understand why SMART goals are so powerful for English learners. But how do you actually create these good goals? The next section will guide you step by step through making your first SMART English learning goal, starting with the important S, making it specific. Conclusion: you wanted to get better at English. Maybe you weren't sure how to improve, or you were excited but didn't know where to start. Learning a new language can feel like a big puzzle with many pieces. You might have wondered what to study next, felt like you weren't getting better, or lost your drive to continue. But by reading this book, you have done something very important. You have learned a special way to solve that puzzle and make learning English clear and fun. We have seen how the SMART way can really change how you learn English. It is a helpful guide. You now know that making your goals specific means you know exactly what you want to learn or practice. you understand that measurable goals let you see your progress. This makes every small win a reason to keep going. We have seen how achievable goals keep you wanting to learn because they are hard but possible. Relevant goals mean you are focusing on what is important for your English learning. And time-bound goals give your learning a clear path and an end point, helping you stay focused. These parts work together to make your learning focused, work well, and be even enjoyable. Now is the best time to use what you have learned. Do not wait for a special day to begin. Think about the very next thing you want to do in your English studies. What is one small step you can take today or tomorrow? Maybe you want to learn 5 new words about food and use them in sentences by dinner. Or perhaps you want to practice talking about your weekend for 10 minutes with a friend tomorrow afternoon. Make it a SMART goal. The more you practice making and working towards these goals, the easier it will be. This tool is always with you, ready to help you with anything, from understanding a tricky grammar rule to feeling more confident when you speak. As you continue on your English learning path, imagine where you could be in a few months or a year. See yourself easily talking with new people, enjoying English movies without needing help, or reaching a goal at work or school that needs good English skills. These wonderful things are possible for you. Every SMART goal you reach is like adding another strong brick. Over time, all these bricks will build a strong base for your fluent English. Your journey is about more than just words and grammar. It is about opening new doors and making your life better. You are ready now. You have a strong, simple tool to guide you. Believe in your ability to create clear goals, see yourself improve, and feel proud of every success. This learning adventure is yours, and with SMART goals, you are in control. Keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep setting those SMART goals. We wish you all the very best on your exciting and successful English learning journey.